Hi everyone, hope you are doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, I will say it again. When Ruto opened a debate on how the government operatives wanted to take his victory and called Chebukati a saint who was targeted to be kidnapped and murdered. Actually, he literally opened a war that was going to expose him. And now, as we are speaking, William Ruto is naked. Maybe Rigathi Gachagua and Musalia Mudavadi have refused or forgotten to tell William Ruto that he is naked. Ndindi Nyoro has come out to express his concern about the new discussion over the stolen victory that is taking shape in this country. Because now everyone has been taken back into the election mode. Everyone is talking about how Raila Odinga victory was overturned in the interest of another person. And Ndindi Nyoro is now asking the opposition to move on, accept the current role they have, rather than talking about the concluded election. According to him, he is humbly requesting Raila and his team, that's Martha Karua, Kalonzo Musyoka, and Jeremiah Kioni, to please allow the country to move on. And you see, those who are supporting William Ruto are now talking about what happened in 1992, what happened in 2007, 2008. That was all about election violence. So the question they should be answering right now is that what led to that election violence? It is obvious that election was stolen. So are they confirming that the election of 2022 was also stolen? And that's why maybe what happened in 2007, 2008 might occur, or what do they mean? Listen to Ndindi Nyoro, then we will continue with this conversation.
I want to address one Jeremiah Kioni. It is very unfortunate that elections were done and people moved on. And the utterances that Jeremiah Kioni uttered yesterday can lead to what we saw 2007, 2008 and 1992. So we are urging Jeremiah Kioni to stop talking of elections. We moved on. I was in Usawa party and we were defeated squarely and fairly. So we want to tell Jeremiah Kioni that he should cease from uttering words that can ban this country. Thank you.
I want to sympathize with our competitors in the month of August, because we have seen a charade. Every day we wake up, there is a new story. I had one yesterday, some claiming about some people who are calling themselves ati wanafichua siri ya maneno ya uchaguzi. I want to request them, our competitors in August. Kenyans woke up early in the morning. They went to the polls. They elected their leaders. Na walifanya hivyo kwa hiari yao. Tuache hii maneno ya sisi viongozi kila wakati tunazungusha hawa wananchi ambao ni wadosi wetu katika maneno ya uchaguzi ambayo haikuishi. Hawa wananchi walichaguana na hiyo story ikaisha. Sasa tuache hii maneno kila wakati tunasema tumeona kitu kingine ilitokea. Ati kuna form haikuwekwa koma, kuna form haikuwekwa full stop, kuna form 34Y. 34Y hata haikuwa kwa uchaguzi, haikuwa na 34Z. Hii maneno yote sarakasi mingi tafadhali. Mimi naomba hawa wenzetu tuiwache. Kama kuna nafasi unaweza fanya katika hii serikali iko. Kwa sababu wewe ulichaguliwa, uko nafasi ya kutumikia. Wewe kura haikutosha, tumesema ya kwamba tunataka opposition ambayo iko mzuri na iko imara. So that sio sisi kwa sababu we are not angels. Tukifanya kitu ambayo you have an idea to improve, unakuja unacorrect sisi. Mimi naheshimu sana wapinzani wetu katika especially wale walipigania kiti cha urais, na waheshimu wote. Kujitolea kutumikia wa Kenya ilikuwa kujitolea. Lakini kama Wakenya wamesema ugoje kidogo, ni vizuri waheshimu, ndio pia nchi isonge mbele. So tafadhali viongozi hao wengine wote niliwaona kwa TV juzi, tuache hii maneno. Mimi naongea kwa unyenyekevu. Tupatie wenye wamechaguliwa nafasi, wapeleke Kenya mbele.
Now we are continuing with this panel discussion, but just a quick request for those who are watching and have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our channel subscribers, thank you so much, and again to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you, and back to this discussion. Now, personally, I am not surprised to see Ndindi Nyoro coming out to urge opposition to drop the discussion that they are bringing out to do with what happened in the previous election. Because Ndindi Nyoro understands exactly what happened during that time. It is emerging clear, like Jeremiah Kioni said, that the rigging in this election was largely happening at large scale, especially in Mount Kenya region. So these individuals understand what they were doing on the ground because they were there operating on behalf of William Samoei Ruto. Because the best person, if you want to talk about the issue that Azimio is raising as of now, you have to remember the statement that William Samoei Ruto, in referring to Chebukati as a hero. Chebukati had made to look like a saint. So that's what Raila Odinga was referring to as gospel according to Saint Chebukati. When everyone knew what happened, he made Chebukati look like a person who delivered the result as it was expected, the will of the people. But people understand. They understand because there is something that happened to the 4 Cherera Commission. They were hurriedly harassed and ejected from office forcefully by being intimidated to resign before Chebukati will exit office. The Masit who remained there, is it Masit or who? Irene Masit, she's facing problems. Now the process is being frustrated, such that already Ruto is referring to these people as the enemy of the people. The people who wanted to overturn people's will before even the commission will come out with the reality. In real scenario, what Ndindi Nyoro should be asking is Azimio to bring on the evidence they have, if in real sense they have. He should be asking them to bring out that truth, to demonstrate the evidence they have, that indeed the election was stolen. Because here, we are talking about someone overturning the people's voice, which is the voice of God. Why is he not asking Martha Karua, Raila Odinga, Jeremiah Kioni, and Kalonzo Musyoka to bring out that evidence they have about the issue they're talking about? Why is he quickly just asking them to accept that Ruto is president, play the opposition role, and help the country to go forward? There is something he knows. Because I expect anyone from Ruto's side to ask Azimio to bring the evidence they have on table, so that the devil will be ashamed. But you see, no one wants to take that direction. No one wants to argue them to bring the evidence they have. They are trying to divert the attention of Kenyans to say, like, everyone has already moved on. Yes, indeed, we had moved on. But Ruto is taking Kenyans back into that scenario of election. We were focusing on now oversighting William Samoei Ruto and his government. But he is still fighting for legitimacy because it is still haunting him. The ghost of leaguing election, overturning the voice and the will of God, is still haunting Ruto. And because he's a very talkative man, he he ends up leaking out some of the information he don't need actually to talk about. There's no way you can sanitize Wafula Chebukati however long you will talk about it. The more you talk about Chebukati, the more you expose yourself. That's where we are as of now. So Ndindi Nyoro is actually exposing William Samoei Ruto unknowingly, because it is Ruto who opened the debate. Then Azimio took it because they had evidence, and of course they had a plan. They were only just waiting to see the reaction from Ruto. So indeed, Ruto just opened the debate at the right time. So what Kenyans are waiting is Raila Odinga to come out and demonstrate the way they are bringing it on how his 8 million votes was stolen. The difference between Raila and William Ruto was big, according to them. So they should ask them to demonstrate exactly how this one happened. They are not willing. Instead, they're talking about 2007, 8, 1992. And we all know that election was stolen before we had such kind of violence. So when you talk about that, you should know exactly what happened. Don't just talk about it. So before Ndindi Nyoro telling the Azimio to move on, he should ask William Samoei Ruto to move on. Ruto has stagnated into the election mud. He is yet to move on. He's the one pulling the country back. So you should ask William Samoei Ruto for first of all, move on. But then because he opened the debate, then he should also know that Kenyans want to know the truth on what happened before they move on. Because there will be another election in 2027, 2032 is coming, and more other elections that are coming, where people don't need just to waste their time to go on ballot, make their choice, but then few individuals sit somewhere and then make a contrary choice to what they wanted. People don't want just to waste their time to go on ballot and vote. We must know the truth.